Welcome back, students. So in the last lecture I have taught you about CSS. Now I will show you how you have to apply your CSS. For applying your CSS I have taught you three different ways. There are three different ways to apply, and these ways are the three different types of selector. What were these selectors? Element selector, ID selector and class selector. So we will look one by one how we'll apply our selectors. Okay. Coming to first thing, that is your element selector. So you have to write it in your HTML page. If you are writing HTML, then this is your root element, then your head. In the head tag you have to write your style, that this is your CSS style. Just a second. CSS style. Okay. After CSS style. Okay. In this, if suppose I am writing paragraph P, then if suppose I am writing text align colon center, that means I am editing all my paragraphs and making it into center. And suppose I am changing the color of the paragraph to red. Okay, then I am closing it. I will be closing my style tag. After closing my style tag, I will close my head section. After closing my head section, I will be opening my body tag, and in the body tag I am writing three different paragraphs. I am writing three different paragraphs. Suppose I am writing here HTML and CSS, and then I will be closing my paragraph. So again I am writing a paragraph and I am writing here JavaScript. Okay. After that again I am writing a paragraph. I am writing here Java. Okay. So you have written three paragraphs and you have applied and you have closed now your body tag. After closing your body tag, you can see you are closing your HTML tag. Okay. Now you can see that style, this is your style and this is your CSS file, and you have used this CSS file on the element that is paragraph. Now all the paragraphs of this HTML page will be changed. Now save it as p11.html. Okay, then save. Now run it on any web browser. Open and run it on any web browser. Okay, so you can see the changes, that all the paragraphs of this HTML have been changed and it is aligned to center and the color has been changed to red. So this is your element selector. If I am selecting a respective element, so this changes we can see. Now if I am saying about ID selector, ID selector means if I am writing a single, I am taking one ID and it is written with the hashtag. Okay, I am writing hash and then I am writing a para 1. Suppose I am written this and I want to apply it on only specific, not on all the elements, but if I want to apply it on few elements, I will be writing, suppose I am writing here ID, then I will be using the keyword ID is equal to, and I am writing here para 1. Okay, now save it. Now see what changes you will be seeing. Now see, in the previous section, in the previous lecture, in the previous program, what I have said, that if I am selecting an element, suppose I have selected paragraph, then all the HTML and CSS, JavaScript and Java, all these three paragraphs were affected by this style. Okay, but if I am writing if I am writing my paragraph and I am writing, if I am using my ID, that is ID is equal to para 1. So only on which specific elements I am using my ID, only those will be affected, not on all the elements. Only the elements that I am using here, only those elements will be affected. All the elements will not be affected. Is that clear? So this is your element ID selector. This is your ID selector. Clear? In the previous one you have studied as ID selector. Let's see once again. Suppose I am using here P and then I am erasing it over here. You can see how element selector and ID selector works. Okay. Now save it. Execute it. See. This is your element selector. Everything is in the center and color is aligned. Means all the three paragraphs of this HTML page has been affected. But if I am writing, if I am using it as an ID selector hash para 1 and I have used this in only HTML. Suppose I will be using my keyword as ID and I am writing here para 1. Okay. Now save it and then refresh it. Now see, only HTML and CSS has been changed. JavaScript and Java has not been affected. So this is your ID selector. If I want to select a specific element and I want to get a change over there, or I want to get change, so we will be using ID selector. Okay. Now the third one is class selector. So if I am saying about class selector, what does it mean? Means I will be grouping something and then I will be using it on the various HTML elements. Now for the ID you have to write hash ID name, and then you will be, that is hash ID name, and then you can use it on any HTML element, that is PID is equal to para1 or H1 ID is equal to para1. So now if you want to use it using through class selector. So in the class selector, suppose you have given the name as center, so you will be using dot center. Always for ID selector you will be using hash center for hash and then the ID name. For the class selectors you will be using dot and then the class selector name. So here, since you have written ID is equal to para1, you can write here as class is equal to, I have written center. Okay. Now since you have written class is equal to center, let's see what changes you will be able to see. Now refresh it. Now see, only the class in which, only the paragraph in which you have used class is equal to center, only it is affected. Now you suppose you are using one more HTML element h1 and just write, this is your class selector. Okay, class selector, then close your h1 tag. Now you can see the changes. Refresh your web page. Now see, you have written one heading, that is class selector. After writing this heading, you can see if I want to use this class in this tag, let's see what changes we can see. And I'm writing send. Okay. Now save it. Again, sorry, refresh your web page. Now see, this heading tag and the paragraph tag both have been affected. Means this is your heading tag and it has been changed to center and the color has been changed to red. Okay, and the paragraph tag also. So class means I am writing one specific CSS, and on which elements, on which of the respective HTML elements I want to get change, I will be using as a class keyword, and then I will be using its name. So only those HTML elements will be changed, rest will not be affected. Is that clear? So till now I have shown you three things. One was element selector. Then you have seen in the element selector only one element is selected and it is changed. Then you have seen ID selector. With the help of ID keyword we can change to a respective element selectors. Okay. Now if I am using class selector, that means I am grouping it and I can use it on any of the HTML elements. Okay. So this is how it will be working. Now coming to next thing that I have taught you is, we have seen there were three different types to embed our HTML, embed our CSS in our HTML. So those three were external style sheet, internal style sheet and inline style sheet. So first of all we will look our internal style sheet. So again doc type HTML, then your root tag HTML, after root tag then your head section. In the head section you will be writing your script. So this is called as internal style sheet. If I am writing my HTML tag and my CSS in the same page, that is your internal style sheet. I am not saving it anywhere else. My HTML and CSS both are written in the same page. So this is how. So I have applied a CSS on body color on the body, and suppose I want to apply it on my heading. Then I want to change the heading color to, suppose not, this will come with colon to navy. Okay, and ends with a semicolon, bracket close, and then you have to close your style tag. So here you have applied two styles, that is on two elements, that is on your body, that means whole web page background will be changed, and on the heading, and then you have to close your head section. After closing your head section you will open your body section. In the body, suppose you are writing heading h1 and you are writing internal style sheets. Okay, then close your heading tag. After this, just open a paragraph, then you write ISS, then you can close your heading tag, sorry, paragraph tag. You have to close your paragraph tag, then close your body tag. After closing your body tag, close your HTML tag. Okay, now let's see what changes you will be seeing. Save it. Now save it by suppose p22.html on the desktop. After saving it on the desktop, execute your program. Just a second. So we are having some issue. So HTML head. Oh, it's not a script. It's a style tag. So you have to write style, not a script. Okay. Then save it and refresh it. Now see, you have given two things, that all the background color will be changed to linen, so it has been changed, and the heading color must be changed to navy. So this is your internal style sheet. If I am writing my style sheet in my, this is your internal style sheet. That means if I am writing my web page, my HTML page and my CSS page in the same document, then it is called as internal style sheet. I guess I am clear. You can see the changes. Now suppose I want to use external style sheet. So in the external style sheet, what you have to do, you have to use your CSS in one different page, and you have to use your HTML in the other page. Then you can see your changes. Now you have to open a notepad. Just write your CSS. This is your CSS, that the body must be changed to background linen, or I must write here red. So you can get the reference, red, and the heading must be changed to navy. Okay, and just write one more just add one more element, paragraph. Then color must be linen. Okay, close it. So you have applied three different CSS on a web page. That is, the background color must be red, and the heading color must be navy, and the paragraph must be linen. Okay, so this, now save this. Now save this in the desktop and create a new folder over here. Just create a new folder, give it as css1, and save this file as a1 dot. The extension for css will be .css. Okay, now save it. Okay, so in the css1 folder, you have used a1 as css, and see the type that it is showing here is css. Okay, the css it is showing. So this is your css. Now since I am teaching you external style sheet, open your notepad, again write your HTML document. I will just copy it from somewhere. Just wait a second. So in the HTML, I don't need this. Now see, what changes you will be seeing here is, in the doc type element, and just external ESS. Okay, now see, in the doc type element you can use you can easily use link element. With the help of link, you can easily link your CSS. Okay, if I am writing link rel is equal to style sheet. Okay, then type is equal to text oblique CSS, and then href is equal to, that I have written a in the name of my file is a1. That is, this is my location of CSS, a1 dot CSS. It should come in double quotes. So now see, if you want to link an external CSS file to a HTML page, you have to use link. rel is equal to style tag, type is equal to text oblique CSS, and href is equal to a1.css. This is your part to your CSS file. Now save it with HTML. desktop, and then where is your folder, css1, and you have to save this. Now suppose as abc.html. Okay, now save it. Now we'll use a web browser, run it on any web browser. Now you can see that using external style sheet, since you have saved it over here, and in the css that you have your, this is your external style sheet, and in this web page, in this html page, you have linked your style sheet and you can use over here. So let's see, this is your external, and using external style sheet, we can, the main purpose is it saves lot of work, and it is reusable code. We can apply this css over somewhere else, or with the help of this css, the whole web page is being changed. So that's why we always prefer, if you are designing a website or we are designing a web page, so we must use an external style sheet. But if I want to apply a small css on some specific elements, we have to use internal style sheet. And the last one that I'm going to tell you is inline style sheet. So in inline style sheet, what happens? Only specific HTML elements are changed. Suppose in the heading, I want to change the color. So color is equal to, if I'm writing here, color is equal to navy. Okay. Now save it, refresh it. Now see, if I am saying about internal style sheet, then the color, suppose I want to change the color, and the color I have changed is as navy. So I guess navy, it's not working. So I will be showing some different color navy. If I want to change the color navy, how I will be writing it as style is equal to, style will be an attribute, then color navy. Okay. Now see, we are getting it. Now save this document. After saving, just execute it. Now you can see on the only on specific heading tag, I will have changed the color, so it will be changed as color navy. So this is where inline internal style works. I must write here inline, so it must be clear to you. Inline. Okay. So what I am telling is three different types of ways in which you can embed your css into html. One is external style sheet, then internal, and then inline. In the inline, only specific elements style can be changed. In the internal, both the css and html are written in the single page, and in the external, the css file is written somewhere else, as it is written separate, and we have to link that css file in our html page. So these are the three different types of css in which you can build it. Okay. So if your students are having any query, you can ask me in the comment section, and do perform these practicals by your own. Okay, thank you class.